are live, but it seems that we are live now. So, salut tout le monde, moi c'est Adja ou kdfa et vous regardez la revue de kdfa en live avec un invité spécial aujourd'hui. Il s'agit de mon ami Jason, photographe. Il est originaire de New York et on va discuter ensemble en anglais de son projet 6 Bit of Separation. Hi everyone. Oh, and I got the feedback. Give me a second. I have to fix that.
And the ambulance is coming to take me away.
And the ambulance is there. Sorry, because I got other windows open, but now it's fixed. So yes, my name is Adja or kdfa, and we are about to have a talk with my my guest today. It's Jason Joseph, and you know what? I will let him introduce himself. So, who are you?
I'm just a guy trying to enrich people's lives. I'm a photographer, and I like to think a pretty decent one. And I'm the founder of 6 Beats of Separation, which is a celebrity charity photo project revolving around music, and more importantly, the importance of sharing and what's possible when we do share, when we share our deepest fears or our strongest elations and passions. I think that would translate nicely into French, I imagine.
I won't translate everything you said. We will do it fully in English, and I will let the French viewer to trying to translate by themselves.
Okay.
So yes, you're a photographer, and first of all, we can say that we have a little story together. That means that we know each other for years now, and we have experienced that kind of situation, video talking for years, and this is how we met.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, through the power of the Google Plus platform, right? Through networking with people worldwide, it's just pretty amazing. Yeah.
And yes, but at that time, I immediately felt that it was about sharing. That sharing stuff. This is something that seems to be really important for you, and this is what I felt quite quickly from you.
Yeah, I like to share. I'm a giver, I suppose. Yeah.
And about your work, photograph. You're a photograph, and you are located in New York right now, correct?
I'm actually residing in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, more accurately. I'm born and raised in New York, and I shoot in New York. And it looks like we'll be shooting most likely in Los Angeles too, if we could work things out. I know people that were trying to get involved are already saying, can you be out here to do what you want to do? And I said, yeah, I like the sun. So the goal is to kind of go back and forth from New York and Los Angeles, and to I think I'm going to make roots here in Philly, and and hopefully get a place and get settled, and kind of bounce to New York this way. And I did this. I lived in Florida years ago, and it was really cool because where I worked was separate from the city that I lived in. So I always felt like I had it kind of gave me a balance. You didn't feel like everywhere you went was a reminder of work. It was so completely separate, and going to work was so completely separate from where you lived. They were like these two little mini vacations from each other that I, enjoyed equally. I don't know. I guess it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? mentalization of one's life and where they live it.
Yeah. And then you got that idea of 6 bit of separation. Can you, yeah, in quick words, trying to explain what it is, what is that idea, what is this project? Because I'm curious.
Sure,
We
yeah.
are all curious.
In quick words, 6 Beats of Separation is a celebrity charity portrait project where I photograph celebrities, and when I say celebrities, I mean celebrities of all walks of celebrity. Hopefully, there'll be people involved like actors and actresses, musicians, astronauts, politicians, the movers and shakers of society. Hopefully, maybe even great architects, people that have done and gone on to achieve um, market things in
Mhm.
life that leave behind a mark on mankind, and sit down with them and we talk about their favorite song, and then photograph them listening to their favorite song, and I connect the user, or the viewer, to the exact moment that we made the song, and essentially there are prints and posters then made available, and the sale of which go to charity, and the celebrity chooses the charity. So it's an amalgamation of potentially endless amounts of charities and all sorts of different music and experiences and emotions and people.
Maybe we can talk about the fact that you are a music lover, and a really, and I know that because we shared a lot together, and talked a lot about music, and what I found really interesting in your project is the fact that you 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 are able to mix different passion that you have, and to make it something positive for I mean, in a caritative way, which is just,
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's a really cool idea.
thank you. Well, I'll tell you what's amazing is Katie and I, when he said we do share, we share, he shares his playlist with me on Spotify,
Yes, correct.
and sends me a lot of, at first it was overwhelming. He would send me like 2 3 tracks every day or so, or at least several a week, and gosh, it's one of my favorite playlists. In fact, I kid you not, I was just listening to it the other day. I mean, this has been going on for a couple of years now, 3 years, as long as I've had Spotify at least. And gosh, I enjoy it because I listen to even tracks that are French and tracks that just sound like they should be the background to a movie. Really, really interesting. And I love sharing music and I love discovering music. And it's really nice to have a friend that has a very diverse musical taste.
And
It's
so,
enjoyable.
how your passion of music, your work in photography, and that idea of doing a charity project came, when and how? I mean, is that like
Ah,
like in a day you just woke up and was like, oh, bim, boom, oh, I got that idea, or it was something progressive, or?
not in a day, but you you would believe me if I told you. It literally came to me in a dream. Um, I had a dream at a time in my life when I wasn't having many dreams at all,
Mhm.
and in my dream I was in a studio, in a photography studio, very tall ceilings, and for some reason I was like the camera looking in on the dream. So I was set really low on the ground and I was looking up at kind of this experience, and it would switch from this camera view of what was going on to actually me being there and experiencing what was going on. And what was going on was I was watching myself photograph someone, and the someone was a very, very tall, very, very thin, very, very beautiful woman. She had an afro, big curly head of hair out to here, and she was twiggy thin, like rail thin, super thin, and about 6 foot tall in heels, and
Wow.
about 100 pounds. And so she was just this very animated figure with this, topped off by this giant afro. It's almost like an upside down exclamation point she was, right? Like, and in the studio there was music, and the music was extremely loud. And as I was photographing her, I had this heightened, unprecedented kind of attention to, or anticipation rather, of knowing exactly what it was that she was going to do. Now, normally when I'm looking through a viewfinder of a camera, my awareness of someone and what they are going to do is heightened. Everything goes away. It's a very zen-like moment for me. There's really no one there but me and the person. I've dropped cameras before without paying attention because I'm so locked into what's going on. And I actually have a funny story where once I put a camera down on a trash bag on the side of a street while we were doing a shoot, just to sidetrack, but it's kind of funny. Your listeners might enjoy it. And I sat the camera down on New York. We put our trash out like on the street, not just in bags, which I'm told we're the only city in the world that does that. Other than, I don't know. I don't even want to name other cities because I don't want to insult anyone. But so all these trash bags are out, and I was shooting someone, and they were across the street. And I had to kind of run over because the stylist guy wasn't getting it. And so I set the camera down really quick, and then I ran back and I picked up the camera. And when I picked up the camera, it was covered in excrement. And something's not right, and I look, and of course it's all over the bottom of my camera, and someone ran and got some water, and we were like just kind of rinsed the camera off and rinsed me off, and it kind of got right back to it, but it was horrible. So yeah, I don't really pay attention, and I'm completely focused on what it is I'm doing. And in this dream, I was so much more focused. It was exhilarating because I had a feeling that I had never had before. And I think people understand the feeling of when you get to a certain point in your life, the experience of a new feeling, those new experiences, they're fewer and further between, right? So this really stuck with me. I knew from every beat of the music what she was going to do. I was so in tune with the music. I'm a drummer, a natural drummer. I play a few instruments. And so this was great. And after the dream, and having not had any dreams for so long, I started thinking, well, wow, maybe I should photograph everyone to music. And then, no. Yeah, and then I instantly thought, no, that's not right, because as a portrait photographer, that would be kind of forcing what I want on someone might not like the music. They might not feel comfortable. They might want quiet. So no, it wouldn't be something that would be advantageous to me in the least. But I was so enamored with this experience of being connected. So it didn't come to me right away, but it did come to me when I woke up. I had this, wow, that was amazing, right? And what didn't come right away was the figuring out of how to kind of piece that together and make it something that, not that I could get out of, but that I could get back to that feeling. And somehow, and I don't recall exactly how, someone at some point, long after this, and I had one of those moments where we were experiencing sharing of a song. Oh my God, you like that song too. I think it kind of came to me after being reminded of that bond that is so easily made between two strangers when they share a passion for a song. And I thought, yeah, that's it. Like, I need to get people to open up that passionately, drop all the facade of everything, and connect through music. And then the more I thought about it, the more it made sense.
No, but that makes sense. That makes sense, really. The and I really like, you know, when you talk about the fact that you try to get back to that first feeling that you got when it's about, oh, you love that song too, and even there is two the even this is two-person completely different, with different background, with different story, and when just because of a song something happened, and that feeling that you have, I really got your point about that. And I really I really think that it is interesting that you because of your work and because of your that project, now it's you can connect people with that idea. And yeah, this is great. And then maybe I will try to share my screen, because I want to, first of all, uh, let me I don't know if
Oh, boy. Going to embarrass you.
here we go. See, that's the work that you're doing, and this is your website, correct?
Yes.
And that show, I mean, you know, the different kind of photography that you do, the different, your open mind, and also yeah, your talent, let's say that, your talent. Let's come on, let's do it. Let's say
Okay.
that.
Let's shout it from the rafters. I've got a
But I
little
really
bit of
want,
talent.
the fact is that because I know you for years, and I witnessed that, I was like, no, come on, we have I have to make a shout out. We met, it was last June, right? We met
Mm.
each other last June.
Yeah, picked you
And
up from the airport.
that was short, but that was intense. And really, it was really great. And at that time, it was about the time that you prepared your talk, right? Because you did a talk at
Right.
TEDx.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
how that
Was it?
happened?
Did you come to America? Was it prior to my TED Talk or just
It
after? I'm
was
not sure.
just before, and you
It's
were
just
you you,
before.
you were in the rehearsal process.
That's right.
and
Oh, and
and I
we
left and I left yes, with Yannick.
yeah, Yannick, and then my friend from MTV,
Yeah,
Amory.
absolutely, Henry.
Yeah,
And yeah, how that happened?
what happened? How did I pick you up from the airport?
With your red car, fantastic Jeep, fantastic phenomenon. But no, about your talk, and how, I mean, is that the talk, the TEDx team that contact you, or did, I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was how I came to do a TED Talk. Turns out that networking parties don't always work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Networking parties can be, oh gosh, like a whole stack of business cards that you just you kind of toss them. Fortunately, I met this really cool cat, Mark Sackett. He's a director, and he works in the movie industry, and he's also a restaurateur, and he's bi-coastal. And lives in multiple cities. He's in San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York, and I was inspired by him because he's just an incredible internet kind of sharing guy, networking guy, and he runs this thing called the Art of Active Networking. And so I went to one of his networking events, and the thing with Mark is he gets people together that have accomplished great things. It's actually where I met Amory from MTV. And people that, more importantly, really look to try to see what they can do, how they can connect people. And the goal of his events is that you leave and you connect with the people. You actually connect. It's no one there really wants to waste anyone's time. So that appealed to me, and I went to see, what type of people I would meet. And I didn't know if it was going to be like just a whole bunch of real estate agents and people that were completely unpertinent to my interest. But it was new people. So took a shot and I went, and they had you stand up and you talk about what you're doing. And so of course I got up and I said, hey, this is me and this is what I'm doing. You talked for, I think, 30 seconds or a minute, which if you've listened to me ramble by now, you can tell is not nearly enough time for me to say anything. And at this event, unbeknownst to me, was a gentleman who turned out to be the curator for the Fulton Street TEDx. Fulton Street being a place in Manhattan. And he reached out to me, oh gosh, maybe 4 months later, and said, hey, caught your project. I was there at the event, really liked it. Would you want to do a TED Talk? I said, yeah, of course I want to do a TED Talk. Of course, I'm a huge fan. I watched TED Talks, for years. So that's how that came to be. And I just kind of sat there. This guy, sure, yeah, me, okay, yes.
So I really recommend everybody who see. I can see on my setup that there is few viewers right now live. So thank you to be there. Thank you very much, because I know that in New York it's it's around 11, right? Over here it's around 11 a.m. Here it's at the end of the afternoon, so we're going to have more and more viewers certainly during, but it won't be, it won't take like a more a 1 hour kind of discussion. We try to do it quite in a decent time.
I'm talking too much. Is that what you're telling me?
No. That's perfect. Yeah, I wanted to show to everybody also the page of your of 6-bit, because I can normally do it with that tool. Yes, here it is. And can you talk about this the guy that we see right here, because maybe a few person might know him.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the most prolific guitarists in the last, I want to say 100 years or so. That's Ron Bumblefoot Thal. He's the guitarist for Guns N' Roses. He's one of the guitarists, for Guns N' Roses, and he's been with them since their last album. He actually, I believe, helped record that album. Some of his tracks are on there, and people say, "Oh yeah, Guns N' Roses." Guns N' Roses so strong, out touring for the last 8 or 11 years. I think it's been somewhere around there. 30,000 people a show, several times a week. 100,000 people a show, a couple of times a year, like they do the Rock in Rio thing. They get out there, 100,000 people strong, and the fans are a whole new generation of fans. They're younger, they're kids whose parents grew up with Guns N' Roses, and it's just, if you get a chance to see any of their concert footage, see their performances, they're absolutely phenomenal. Really, really put on an amazing show. And so he's been with them, and I pitched 6-Beats to him, and I said, look, I want to do a portrait of you. I have an idea, and I also love it if you help me to get this project started. And absolutely blessed me with his time, gave me an entire day. We split the day up in half. We did half the day. I did a shoot of him, which some of the pictures you'll see on the website, but there's a very special picture that we worked on that's actually still being worked on. I'm working with a really great retoucher, this guy Mark, and Mark Rodriguez, and Mark is extremely talented, and he's helping to bring my vision to life. And that's all I'm going to say about that shoot. But it's a hot shoot. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. Very hot shoot, and you'll see why. But so yeah, Ron was amazing. We split the day up in half, and half the day we did for this shoot and some of the images that you'll see on the site. And we broke for lunch, and we sat down and we talked. And we talked about his song selection, and it was really interesting. I'm not going to give away too much, because until we go completely live and release more of these and release the images and start to actually have the posters and prints for sale.
I mean, that's the way that I mean, when you sell a poster, that's the way to make money for a charity, correct?
Right. Yeah. So the idea is that all the proceeds will go to charity. I've been talking with sponsors, and people are really excited about it, and it looks like we're in line to line things up. Where it's all kind of coming to fruition. It's been a really slow process because we want to do things right. We want to do it, and when it comes out, it have the weight to it and the air of quality that you can tell a bit of time went into it. And I was even a little reluctant to put up this kind of like place marker website that's just an introductory spot to show, hey, this is what we are and this is what's coming, because I really did kind of want to just drop the curtain and have it all be there. But I'm super excited about it, and there's so much work to be done, and it's so much better having people along for the process, kind of rooting you along and go, wow, this is great, and people have been really wonderful and encouraging. And so it is a bit of a tease, the site, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the idea of it. And I kind of left off. I think I forgot what I was talking about there.
No, but it was about the fact that how you met this artist, and how that
Yeah.
how this happened, and yeah, the meeting, and how the shooting was, and yeah.
Well, the shooting was amazing, and Ron gave me a tremendous performance. I mean, for the first half of, and there's no performance in Six Beats. Shooting the Six Beats is really just us being connected to the music. But what I know what I was talking about. When we sat down to lunch, we were talking about his song selection, and initially, his song selection was a Beatles song, because the Beatles kind of set him off, which I found really interesting, because I know when he was younger, he was into bands that were much, much heavier, and a far cry from the Beatles, right? Like, so bands like Anthrax, and I don't want to speak for Ron, but I think he was probably a fan of Manowar and things like this, right? And so I know he's a Kiss fan. He was a huge Kiss fan. I was a huge Kiss fan growing up when I was like 8 years old. And so I was surprised, and I thought, wow, the viewers are really going to get into that. But as we talked about it more over lunch, he said to me, there is a song that's much more personal to me, but it's a song I wrote. Could I do a song that I wrote? And I said, if it means more to you and there's a connection, tell me about it. So it turned out that he had suffered with depression. And the long and short of it was they medicated him, and it kind of dulled his senses, and it made him feel less connected to himself, and really kind of thwarted his creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that hit home to me in ways that I'm not even certain that I'm ready to speak about publicly, but I've had my own battles for years with depression, right? So now,
I mean, this is a common thing for a lot of people.
For a lot of people, right? The sad thing about it is it's such a disease and such a sickness, and it affects so many things, and so many things that I didn't even realize until I actually finally got proper care, and the doctors are going, no, this is all because you're depressed. Like, really? I kind of feel like I'm blaming things. No, it's because you're depressed. You're going to see things get better, and things do get better. But the great thing is, so Ron had this moment where he decided that he needed to either stay kind of medicated and dulled down and try to create music, right? Or do it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it on his own. stop taking any pills. And we don't have the whole story yet, and the whole story is actually going to be revealed when we reveal the video interview.
Don't tell me the whole story,
Right,
because
yeah.
I want people to go on the website
Yeah,
and to
yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you this. So having had that dream, right? I don't think I even told Ron this, and if he's listening, it's the truth. Having had that dream of this really dancing, high energy thing, right? When I set out to do 6 Beats, I think in the back of my mind I had this envision of people cheering, going crazy to the music, listen to the headphones. And instead, we did this really mellow song, which you'll also be able to listen to the songs when you go to the site, so you'll be able to connect to this song. And that's special too, that I didn't explain to your listeners and viewers, is that part of the title of the selected images is the exact time in the track, in the music that we're listening to, that the song was created. So you're able to look at the image and listen to the song, all of this on the site, right? And know the exact instance that
capturing
those
the
images, right. So you can connect to that exact moment, because I really wanted people to be able to connect. So here we are listening to this just mellow acoustic version of this song that he wrote, and he's thinking, and I caught him biting his lip at one point, and you can see he's reflecting on these deeply personal things. And so I didn't get all this energy, but I got something so wonderfully personal that he shared with me, and I was so blessed. And Ron, gosh, again, thank you, brother. I love you, man. Thank you so much. But
so this is Ron.
yeah,
Few picture that these are the picture that you're talking about.
It takes a strong person who's supposed to be all pyrotechnic and amazing guitar and lights and bangs and flash and everything, and the biggest stage productions going around the world right now, right? To sit down and share a song about depression and open himself up to the camera, and that's what 6 Beats is about. And we're only getting started, and it's going to be every emotion, and I'm so excited to share it with people. I'm super stoked to share it with people.
So this is a really great a great project that I support really from the bottom of my heart, and I will do all I can do. And that kind of moment, this is the little thing that I can do, so I do it really with pleasure. And maybe you can give, you using a lot all these internet tools and all that social media stuff. I know sometimes that it can be crap, but sometimes it can be helpful. And maybe you got some links to share to you to all the viewers over there.
Yeah, sure. Go check out the project at 6beatsofseparation.com. It's spelled out kind of like it's down here where my name is, right? 6 Beats of Separation. And I've always wanted to do that, like point to something on the screen. And also, and now for the weather. And also my site, which is just simply jasonjosephstudio.com. And I think the greatest place to follow us is on Twitter. It's at 6 Beats, SIXBEATS, and that's it, just at 6 Beats. And we've got some pretty cool people actually paying attention to the project. I'm flattered beyond belief to say, well, of course, Ron's following, which is pretty amazing. But Nikki Sixx, the founding member of Motley Crue, who are on their final tour, is following us, which blows my mind. Celebrity author Anthony Bozza, who's written books for everyone from Eminem to Slash to Tommy Lee to Artie Lang to, gosh, who else? He just did a book for he did Wyclef Jean, and he just did a book for Mick Fleetwood. And Anthony follows the project. Let's see, Linda Perry from Four Non Blondes,
Whoa.
who also has a wonderful show now on VH1. She's following the project, and yeah, Twitter's amazing. Twitter's pretty cool. Seth Rogen's people just reached out to us, as did Kirstie Alley. So
Yeah.
we have a small Twitter following, but it's a nice place to be, because I don't know, always have this much to say. And when that's the case, Twitter's just, here it is.
Perfect. Like a quick. Yeah. So I really invite everybody, everybody who's watching right now, or watching a little bit later, on my YouTube channel or on my blog, which is kdfa.fr. So you can check in 5 minutes. Everything will be everything will be already online and available and viewable for everybody. And I invite you, of course, to check 6bitofseparation.com. Really go there, support him, support this fantastic project. It's really an amazing project, and I'm happy to be there to see a little bit of the beginning of that project, and to see that project growing, and it's fantastic. And I'm really happy for you, Jason, and I hope you the best for this project.
Thank you.
So
I don't know what else to say, but thank you.
yeah. So now you got the antenna. You got a few minutes to end up that conversation that we had. What do you want to say to the world?
Gosh. No Coke, Pepsi. No, I don't know. What do I want to say to the world? Gosh, just be kind to one another, and never underestimate the power of sharing, and share what's most important to you, and what you're most passionate about, what you're most terrified about. There's always going to be someone that gets it. Always. I would have done this project, or I would have started to do things a lot longer ago if I simply believed that I could. And I think a lot of time we just need someone else to tell us that we can. And you're never going to have that if you're afraid to even share what it is that you're scared of or excited about. And the key is to keep sharing that, and until you do find people that will get it. And I promise you, there's always someone that'll get it. And this is the great thing about growing up in the internet age, which I didn't do. That's probably why I love it so much, is because it allows you to now find those connections and find those like-minded people and connect to that good energy. Everything in life is a positive and negative. Everything is a vibration. Photography is a vibration of light. Music is a vibration of sound. You're a vibration of energy down to the molecular level. I have a friend that works at CERN. He's working on the Atlas project. He's actually really cool to follow on Twitter. James Beacham, Beacham, B-E-A-C-H-A-M, Beach, like A.M., like the morning on the beach. That's how I always remember how to spell his name. He works in the Atlas project. He'll tell you, energy. We're all energy. Vibrations change. If you see someone smile and they're sharing something wonderful, it's contagious. It's contagious for a reason, because it's a vibration of energy, and that's getting all metaphysical, and it's things that I'm not really one to speak on, but hopefully people that we've invited onto the project, like I've invited Neil deGrasse Tyson, and like this, that he says yes, it looks like he might actually, because his publicist was really cool. Yeah, if we get all our sponsorships in line, we might have some really good conversations about that, far better than I can pontificate on. But we're all energy, and so always share, always look for that positive, and you're going to find it. I promise.
Thank you again. Thank you for to give me a few minutes of your time, and to make that interview possible.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, I hope for your project that it started in New York City, but maybe, who knows? I know a project that started in a special place and became international. Who knows? Maybe that kind of project.
Oh, no! I have to stop you. I know it's rude to interrupt the host, but there's no who knows. I know, and it will be international. And the thing is just to decide and then to not stop until it is. That's it.
Okay,
I promise you.
perfect, perfect. So thank you again. We will now stop the live, and again, don't just remember. Sorry, 6bit of separation.com. Go there.
.com.
Bye everybody. Bye Jason. Thank you again.
Thank you.